Today, I want to start a new project and also talk about my bike life because, yeah, it's kind of, we need help, a lot of help, guys. Alright, so multiple years ago, I started what I wanted to make as the greatest motorcycle stunting game on the Roblox platform. And we've got all these bikes made, a huge map, and so much awesome things that this game could have been. However, I set my sights a little too high. Now, am I saying the dream game's never gonna come out? No, not at all. In fact, it's still my highest priority. But while I don't have a scripter, there's been one comment on every Dream Game video, on every tweet, on everything I ever post about it, and that comment is start smaller. So today, I'm gonna be making a stunting game that's based on a wheelie trainer. So if you guys don't know what that is, it's this thing, and I think this will be a lot easier of a game to make because you don't need actual physics or bike balancing itself, or I don't even know all the scripting terms for it because that's just way out of my pay grade. But it seems like the hardest part about making a stunting game on Roblox is making the bike work, it being satisfying, and all of the physics and math stuff that go behind it. But if we just anchor the bike down and only have to rotate the tires and maybe set the pivot point to this back wheel, it should be a lot easier to make a balancing system on a stationary bike. So today I'm gonna make a stunt practice game. I have started on the wheelie trainer. This is the biggest bike I've got in the game. I need to bring the smallest bike in as well, just so I can see how that fits. And I've just kind of blocked this out. I'm gonna be making the rest of this and just seeing how far we can get into this project. All right, fellas, I've been making some progress on the wheelie trainer. Here it is. I just have one wheel here since, you know, it would be a duplicated mesh. And if I just use that and then in studio place it around, it'll only be one ID, it'll bake together, all that good stuff. Anyways, here is the wheelie trainer. I think it looks pretty good. I will probably be copying stuff over to the smaller variant, but I may need to make it overall smaller for, just for like the context of the game. Not really sure just yet. I think I'm going to need, if I want to make it more of a game anyways, I think I'm going to need to make like a smaller version for the smaller bikes, like this, and then maybe like a wooden 2x4 version for like maybe BMX bikes or SE bikes. But here's the progress. So I'm gonna import this one, get it colored, and try to block out a little bit of the map. I want it inside of a warehouse, and I think I'm gonna go along the lines of one of those training type simulators, but instead of lifting weights, you're gonna be doing wheelies. And then we'll have some side gameplay loops too, maybe like a garage, maybe somewhere to up your mechanic points, stuff like that. But for today, let's get this wheelie trainer imported and get our map blocked out so we could try to flush out some more of the ideas for the game. Here we are in studio, guys. I'm zooming in very slow and cinematic-like. We've got our fans, we've got our bike, and we've got our wheelie trainer. I've added this Humble Hero logo here because it's my buddy's brand and I just want to help support him. And I think it's a really cool, brand. Sort of the good side of bike life. Anyways, ignore how the meshes look bad. That's the studio update, but they don't look like that in game. And for this, let's make it smooth plastic so it looks a little cooler or better. Actual tread on the tires, beautiful. Anyways, we have our wheelie trainer now. We've got our fans. We should probably group those together. Let me just put the fans inside the wheelie machine and let's make sure it's anchored. Now, to start our map, here's what I'm thinking. Let me zoom in a little bit. We'll have a boss area where you will go head to head with either like a boss or maybe head to head with another player in the server. We'll figure that out as time goes. Here, we're gonna have our wheelie trainers. We'll have a section for the big ones, a section for the small ones, and then a section for like the BMX type ones. I'm thinking here, we can have our gear shop or mini game. I'm not exactly sure how we're gonna do that one just yet. And then once you go in here, leaderboards, the shop, and a garage type thing to customize your bike. So the easiest way to start that off is just grab a part. Let's make it pretty big. That seems kind of big, but we're gonna try it. There we go. And let's make that like, no, that's gonna be way too big. Maybe we should kind of plot these out. I want 8 players per server. Let's do 4 big wheelie machines, and then let's just say there's 4 on this side too. I'm gonna remove the fans off of these to represent the small ones, and we'll just hue shift those for now so they just stand out a little bit differently. And let's shrink those just a little bit. All right, so we have our big wheelie machines, our small ones, and then we need like our 2x4 ones. So let's just kind of make a brown part and do like a very, very simple block out of this, because I have to actually look up a reference. I don't really know how they look, but I think it's something like this, and then this, and maybe something across the front to hold the wheel in. This just holds like a bike wheel so it can't move. Cool, and let's do 4 of those as well, just so we have kind of an even amount of everything here. All right, so there is our trainers. Let's get a dummy in here so we know how big our map actually is. Let's do a block avatar, okay? And let's get this out the way. Let's drag these in a little bit. Or maybe we could keep them out and have these trainers in the middle, going like these ways. So the BMX bikes will be in the middle, little bikes, and then big bikes. That makes sense. I like that. We'll have room to walk behind them. And I'm assuming this side is kind of how I want it. We'll walk out of the garage and leaderboard area. So let's kind of duplicate. I don't want the map to like feel too small, but I also don't want to have to walk forever to try to get something done. So if we walked out and we have this, I think this wall needs to go back a bit, just so we have some more space to put other stuff, maybe like a quest NPC, just something a little more to the game. And if there's 8 players, does that mean there needs to be 8 of each type? We're gonna add a couple more of those guys, and we're gonna center these just a little bit better. Over here, we have some sort of bosses. Let's make that red. Back here, let's make that purple. That will be our leaderboards. They're gonna go up on the wall, so we'll just do something like this. Then we'll have our shop on this side. Let's do like a gold. And the other side will have some sort of a garage. I think we'll do like a red for that. Now, the mechanic thing that I wanted to do, like some sort of a mini game. We're gonna put those outside, like here, and I'm not sure if they're gonna teleport your camera to somewhere else or if you'll be playing the game in this area. We'll have to figure that out once I talk with the programmer. But for now, we'll get it blocked out. Let's go ahead and spawn in and see how the map feels. That actually wasn't that bad. It's definitely a bit tall, but so is an empty warehouse. Shop area over here. Seems like there's plenty of room to decorate. Could have quite big leaderboards going across that back wall. This is decent. Does it feel like we have enough space in here? Let's say we're on a bike doing wheelies. Then we have a guy right next to us. I think size-wise, we're actually doing pretty decent. These are a bit massive. But other than that, this feels pretty dang good. Then some sort of boss area. Okay, so guys, here's the idea. I'm hoping this will be a 5-part video series, and I'm hoping this game will be released second week of December, at least an MVP version of it. In this episode, I wanted to block out the map, as we did, make the wheelie machines, as we did, and I have a Trello for each episode and what we need to do to get this game done in time. So as long as the programmer can keep up with me, or I can keep up with him if he manages to work super quick, we should be looking good. For the Stunt Simulator, or Wheelie Training Simulator, we'll work on the name, by mid-December, guys. If you're hyped for this series, let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day. Later.